So I'm going to give my. I'm sincerely wrapping this up. And I've been wrapping it up for 6 months. And again, so I'm going to give my final conclusion on religion. I've gave my final conclusion on spirituality, the ego, several other things as well. There's probably one or two more videos I'll make giving my final conclusion on things. However, when it comes to religion itself, I have tussled with this for a while. And I'm going to tell you my verdict up front and then go into it. I think religion needs to be completely destroyed, including Christianity. I think it is nothing more than divisive, harmful propaganda. I think it is used to try to control and manipulate people, and I do not agree with it. Don't agree with it. So, there are ways to promote and talk about God or Christ or etc. without making it giant worldwide cults that also in turn. Okay, so let me just, before I break this down, and I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, a little rundown in a story. It's a true story, but it's a story. I was born into a Christian Baptist household. It destroyed and ruined my life. Most of you know this. It pushed me to be an atheist. It turned me completely against Jesus and God. I was tortured over this. I was told as a child I was going to hell, because I was playing, like, dude, I couldn't have certain things and toys that I wanted as a kid. And I know you're like, get over it. No, I'm not going to get over it. I was a kid and wanted a fucking 8-ball. Couldn't get one. I wanted an Austin 316 shirt. Couldn't get one. I was told, like, they tried to take my toys away as a kid because Power Rangers were promoting demons and shit. Bro, come on. So that turned me into an atheist. Again, you will hear me talk about God and Jesus, but you'll also hear me very quickly say I'm not a Christian. Don't put that label on me, because I'm not. My brother wasn't a Christian. So, however, though, getting back into this, those little things right there turned me against religion completely, made me an atheist. And then it took me reconnecting with God to understand that, oh wait, just because this is the overall main scope of it, and this is the overall image that is getting presented and most people go along with to the masses, does not mean that is truly what it is. So what I'm trying to say is I do believe there is a way to talk about or go about promoting things without making it a religion, or without making it, I think it's a cult, man. I'm sorry, I do. And I think that there's multiple kinds of and I'm just touching on Christianity. I'm going to go into other religions as well. But I'm mainly speaking about Christianity in this regard. Is it seems like it's a giant cult, and you have like a portion that are just fake, hypocritical, money-hungry assholes, and then you have a set that are like, they try to be Christ-like themselves. And that is what we need to do and try to become, is try to become Christ-like as much as we can, because within the transformation of ourselves, we will be able to transform the world. Jesus, my brother, pretty much said, in a nutshell and in essence, the salvation of humanity starts with the individual, because through the individual, change occurs. Then that individual changes. People around them see that change, and they are awed by it and want to change themselves. That is how you do it. Simple as that. So, you cannot put a label on a relationship with God. Meaning, my relationship with God may be different than yours. My understanding of Jesus or Christ or whatever you want to say here, I just call him my brother, may be different than yours. And that is hard. I don't know why it would be hard for people to wrap their minds around, but apparently it is. And what I'm really trying to say is, it does not need to be this broad, like, huge scope of things. It's like, so it's pretty much like you're trying to put everyone into a box and get them to believe the same thing and go along with the same narrative. And it's not how it should be done, especially the way it's taught. Now, I'm not talking negatively about the Bible or anything of that nature, but it shouldn't. I don't think you should talk about it if you don't know really what it's about, or you don't know how to read it or understand it. And again, that could be open to interpretation. My meaning can be different than yours when you hear something in the Bible or read it, just like it can mean something to someone else. That is the way it's supposed to be, by the way. However, what bothers me is when you go to these churches or talk to these preachers or these Christians, and they claim that that is literal and it's one fit across the board, because it's not. So, now that's my spiel on that. So I'm going to move away from Christianity again and go into religion as a whole, because for the most part, all these religions are talking about the same thing. They really are. Muslims and Christians really believe the same thing, the same story at the end of the day. And I don't know. It's hilarious to me. It's because it's like, I don't understand how these people do not understand or see or realize that they're all talking about the same thing, the same person, the same entity. You can call it God, you can call it Allah, you can call it Buddha, you can call it Krishna, you can call, like, I don't want to, I mean, dude, are we really going to go into every religion and all this? I can't do it for you because there's so many. Spoiler alert, though, the vast majority of them link together, tie together, and tell you the same thing. They believe the same thing, pretty much. And again, I'm not saying they all mean and believe the exact same thing, because yes, there's varying things within it, but overall, ultimately, for the most part, for the majority of these down the board, same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing, a little bit different twisted words, blah, 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 same thing. Yet people will argue over it. And then what's even more hilarious is you have, I don't know if you, I guess, non-believers in God that are just scientifically minded only, which, hey, science is amazing. I would like to call myself I'm a scientist. I believe in science pretty big. But I also believe in God pretty big, and my science proved God. So, But it's crazy that science believes the same thing that the Bible says. Again, I can't, like, it astonishes me how no one catches this. Well, if you believe the scientific theory, you believe that there was a void, a big bang happened, something came from nothing. What's the first thing in the Bible said? In the beginning, there was a void. The only difference is one group believes a creator did it, another, that would be religious people, so a lot of spiritual people, whatever, believers. These people over here that truly just specifically believe that theory, the Big Bang Theory, don't think it's a creator. They think this just all magically happened and nothing is, like, it just happened. Like, look around. Look at how amazingly this has been designed. And you cannot tell me that something did not create this. Like, people take everything for granted. Everything. Like, and I'll tell you what I mean by that is just the mere fact that I am a human being here separate from you. I am speaking words through vocal cords and they're coming out, forming sentences, and you're able to hear them and comprehend what I'm saying through thought. Like, do you not get how amazing that is? And the fact we can get up and walk around and talk, and I know I just said talk, but we can walk around and we can do things and we can... Listen, I took a lot of things for granted. And it took me losing a lot of shit to really appreciate life. Listen, as long as you have a roof over your head, you got food on your table, you have transportation, and you have a job, and you got a group of people around you, man, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You have it made. And you all know my past. I've had it made. I really have had it made. I had it made. And I took it for granted. So when you go from where I was at to a place I hit, you appreciate things a lot more. You appreciate having a fucking bed to sleep in. You appreciate having a roof over your head. You appreciate having food. You appreciate having people to check in on you. All those were things I took for granted in the past because I thought I needed more and more and more and bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better and better. And I'd be very content and happy just having my life back the way it was. But I would be lying if I didn't say that I would like not more in the sense of, more like that, but I would like to experience life more, I guess you could say. And I'm very happy of being able to just be put in a position to where I can earn that and do that. So I'm not being like, oh, I want to do, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you go from what I used to have to what I recently went through, and you'll understand why I say just appreciate the small things, because just having a roof over your head, knowing you're going to eat for the day is pretty good. And it's even better if you have, again, people checking in on you. You know, like I'm a good person, and I've done a lot of good things in this world, but I've also done my fair share of wrong, and I don't know how to act at times because it's like I feel some weird type of way. It's like I know that God loves me and forgives me and is helping me, And I know that God has my back every step of the way. And He don't hold any ill will or anything like that. And it's hard for me to wrap my mind around because it's almost like you feel like you don't deserve it. Like you don't deserve that grace and that love. It's almost like you're too in awe of it. It's scary almost. And that may sound crazy to people. Like, love scary? Like, something that loves you that much is scary? And it's like, yeah, it is, because I can't wrap my mind around it. I really can't wrap my mind around it. And I almost feel guilty that I either can't or feel I can or haven't yet felt that reciprocation of love, meaning, like, how do I return love that strong? I don't know. It's probably another video in itself, but this is got off topic. I'm sorry, guys. But essentially, it's all the same thing. And if you would ask me what I would do with religion, I'd get rid of it. That's just my opinion. It depends on what you're trying to do. But if you want true unity and all that, then either religion needs to be got rid of, or everyone needs to be on the same page of, we're going to respect other people's beliefs and opinions and just go move forward. Because my only concern and issue with religion really is I don't want anyone else being traumatized by it, because I was traumatized by it. I know other people that were traumatized by it. So that's my final conclusion. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching.